Hey everyone, welcome back. It is a new moon in Aquarius, which Aquarius, if you're not familiar with the sign of Aquarius, they are like super woo-woo, kind of eccentric. They like stuff that people would be like, "Oh, you like that? That's kind of different." You may use the word weird, but at the same time, they kind of have this like coldness to them. But they are very caring people. Don't let them confuse you. They just are able to detach from feelings. Being an air sign, they can get really much in their head. Okay, so before I dive in deep, thank you for being here. My name is Dr. Norma Reyes. I am a career and mindset coach, and I also am a certified moonologer. And that's why we're here to talk a little bit about the moonology that's going on today. So it is the new moon in Aquarius, which is to me is super exciting because we started the new year kind of a little bit in waxing moon energy, and then the full moon began in January 6th. So from January 6th to today, we've been in the waning moon phase, and it's really not a time to really start new projects or new resolutions. So if you've been feeling kind of like, this year, I don't feel like putting any resolutions, that might be why. I, for myself, have not put any resolutions per se. I actually just had my new, not new, my Manifest Your Vision workshop to create your vision. So if you want to know all about that, I'm going to talk a little bit about it at the end of this. But I did create my vision board today during the new moon to plant the seeds, not just for this month, but for all of 2023. So let's get started on this new moon. This new moon energy, like I said, is a little different, right? It's a little different than what we normally would expect from new moons, because new moons always just gonna have a really nice, fresh, clean energetics. But with it being a new moon in Aquarius, it's a little different. It's a little different. So I will be referencing the Moonology book by Yasmin Bolin and everything that she puts in here. I like to give it a little career flavor, a little mindset flavor, because everyone has their own interpretation of everything. Like I said, new moon in Aquarius today, which is January 21st, and is coming in before the Chinese New Year. So, all right. So, in the book, it talks about detaching, release, and let go of attachment this new moon. Aquarius is a detached sign, as I mentioned, and it's an air sign, so it tends to live inside its head. So that might be a drawback during this new moon. You might get really overthinking, especially if you've been thinking about a career move, especially if this new moon is in your career house. So that's another thing. It's important to know where is the new moon in your chart. For example, for myself, it is in my ninth house, which I'm going to go a little bit over how that affects me. But if you're curious as to how this new moon affects you specifically, because right now I'm just going over generally the energy of this new moon, and then you look into your chart to see how is it going to affect you, how to set goals for you that you'll be more successful versus setting goals that maybe the energy is not really right behind it and you'll have to wait a little longer to have those manifest for you. So, as I was saying, this energy feels detached. This may be a good time to maybe detach from some of those negative feelings. Set goals where you want to detach from certain things. Maybe you want to detach from the outcomes of some big project that's going on and you don't want to let it bring you down, or you want to detach from perhaps you're going to put yourself out there in the dating world and you want to detach from feeling rejected. So that could be something that you set a goal in, right? I want to be detached from the end result of something that I want to come true. And this will allow you to not feel that rejection if it happens as harshly. because we all feel bad when we get rejected. But if you put that intention out there that I'm going to just go with the flow and see where it goes and use this new moon energy to help me be detached, like, okay, it didn't work out. I'm good. That's what Aquariuses are good for. It didn't work out. Okay, next. And then the next thing to do during or to use this new moon energy or what it will bring for you is to be true. Use this new moon in Aquarius to ask yourself if you're giving yourself the space to be true, own unique self. I love it. I love it because that is my plan this year, to be more of me out in social media, out in the world, so people can get to know all of me. I don't want to say the real me because all of me is real, including the parts that I've shared so far, but deeply more me. So this is a wonderful time for that. Aquarius is a sign that doesn't care about convention. So it actually makes sense because Valentine's does fall in the Aquarius period, and people fall in love when they see someone else's real self. Real self. Remember your real self. So if you want to put yourself out there, just be your real self, and that's when you'll attract the person that you truly are meant to be and want to be with, because you are being yourself. Basically, you're not giving any F's out there. So like, this is how I am. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Bye. On to the next detach, right? So, be inventive is the third thing that she talks about. If you're feeling stumped by someone or something, harness the new moon in Aquarius to come up with a new idea or invention or solution. This energy is all about looking forward, looking for the future, what is next, not worrying about what happened, always moving on to the next thing. So, it's a good time to do some releases, I think. All right, next is be charitable. If you make only one donation this year, it is great to do it during the new moon energy. It's an energy that wants to work for the betterment of humanity. So why not? So if you're thinking about doing that, you can also be charitable in your time if you don't have the money to donate, but always, even every little bit counts. Interesting. I donated $1 yesterday to like a food thing, and the lady seemed really surprised when she had asked. It was like through drive-through, and it's like, "Do you want to donate money?" I said, "Yeah, sure, $1." And I know it's quick to be like, "No," because you typically say no. So that just made me think about like maybe it's this Aquarius new moon energy that did that. So now connect. Be social this month. Aquarius is a funny sign. It's almost better at relating at large group people than one on one, because it is a humanitarian sign. So this is a great time to be social. If you're thinking about being social, it is an absolutely great time. Aquarius has a real sense of people, and it will attract who you are looking to build your community with. So it is a great time for all of those things, which actually a lot of that is in my vision board for 2023, which makes sense for a lot of different reasons. But I'm going to go ahead and now share with you guys how you need to look at the new moon. That's just the general energy, how you can create wishes, and I will be talking about that shortly. But then you also want to look at how it is in your chart. So, because it will affect you differently and more deeply in a different part of your chart than other people's charts. So, I will be having a Moonology workshop, Plan Your Year with Moonology, next Saturday. If you're interested, on January 28th, I will put a link on how to sign up for that so that you can plan your whole year and not spend all of this extra energy doing things that may just take more time to manifest, because it is not their time, it is not their sector of the year for you. So definitely come check that out if you love everything Moonology, so you can plan your year and really just not feel like you're stuck on repeat for months on end. So the new moon, like I said, is in my ninth house. I'm flipping through these pages so I can read over this for you guys. But that house is the house that rolls over. It's hiding from me. The new moon in the ninth house. There it is. That's why it's hiding. Okay. So it is the big picture zone. This is when, you're looking at the big picture. And if you think about it, Aquarius energy is all about that. So kind of funny. They go on hand in hand. Good time for me. So it's all about adventure, travel, and personal development. So, what I can expect during this new moon is to have new potential exciting developments related to travel, study, the internet, publishing, and the great cosmic quest, of course, because we're all here trying to figure out what we want to do next. Like I said, and that's great energy for me in particular, because I will be able to then really look at the big picture a little bit more clearer. So when the new moon is in your ninth house, this is a great time to look at the big picture, to plan your future long term, like I did today during my workshop. So, what to wish for? Again, each of the new moons is going to have a little bit of different flavor for you in your chart. So since it's about the bigger picture, it is a great time for me to wish for things about the big picture in my life and have gratitude for it. So just love how everything just kind of aligns. So when you find yourself feeling like, wow, I keep hearing this message, or I did this and my reading says I should, be doing this. I love when that happens because this is really in alignment right now for me. And it tells me that I am in alignment with my most highest self. Now, if you aren't finding these synchronicities, it doesn't mean that things are going awful in your life. It just means that maybe you need to pause and tune in more into what your inner intuition is telling you to do, because it is always trying to help you get to your highest self path. Remember, there's no bad paths in here. There's no way for you to go the wrong way. It just means you're taking a longer route. Which might have more bumps in it. So, what to visualize? I would be visualizing myself on holiday. Where would I want to be on holiday most? And as I'm looking at my vision board, which I've now put behind there, I have a lot of mountains in there. Last year, I had a lot of beach. I have a lot of mountains in like foresty areas, so it's really interesting. So that's where I will be doing a visualization for myself. Like, where do I want to go? We've already talked about going to Colorado again. We love Colorado. I told my husband I want to go somewhere a little different though. I love Colorado, but we've been there a couple of times and I just want to explore more. So if you guys have ideas on where I could go to go see beautiful mountainscapes that maybe people don't talk about, please leave me a comment. I would love to. I would love to visit somewhere different. Okay, idea to keep in mind that we're all divine beings. The ninth house is so strongly associated with spiritual quest, and the ninth house, Jupiter is too. As you will see below, the chakra that's traditionally associated with the ninth house is about the divine, the crown chakra, which connects to the heavens. Okay. All right. Well, if you look up your chart and you leave me a comment, I will share with you what area and how to use all the information that you can find in this Moonology book by Yasmin Bolan. So, things that it suggests that I do is ways to explore the world, read books. I'm always reading books, so I love that one. Do a personal development course, manifest a new spiritual teacher. Think about what I have faith in and what I don't. Make a cyber pal on the other side of the world and have something I've written published. 3 affirmations I can say is I know that I am blessed. Life is an adventure and the world is my oyster. So, this is a really great book to have. And how I can relate that in regards to my career is really looking at the big picture, which I really have been recently looking at the bigger picture and really deciding on what I want for me in my career. And then what I really want for my business, which is really going to be my focus this year, is growing so that one day I can do that full time. And my career right now is really allowing me the space to grow and learn and financially support my family so that I can have what I want eventually, which is my business to be full time. But in order to do that, I have to have money coming in somehow. So that is how my current career is helping me with that, is really having a solid established foundation there. All right. So the Moonology Diary, which I still need to make the video, I know, of this reviewing this one, and I'm gonna review a couple other different journals that I'm using. So I'll probably do like my journaling routine or what journals I have as my review video at some point soon. So you guys can see what I'm using and maybe something that you want to use. So this is the Moonology Diary by Yasmin Boland, the 2023. And she did change it up this year from last year. I do like the changes. Some people might not, but I think it's nice and change is good. So she has a space now where not only does she tell you where it affects what part of the moon is affecting your chart, but also how to take that, right? Each part she goes into a little bit more detail than she did in this last one, and I'm don't not familiar with the ones before, but in 2022 it was a little different. So the ninth house is the new moon is in my ninth house, and she explains here again, right, the part of your chart that's related to study, travel, and adventure. There's a rush of new energy in these areas, so if you have plans for them, ask for the sky support. This part of your chart is about seeing the big picture of your life. It's about higher learning, self improvement. This month is to open your eyes to the big wide world rather than fretting about the little details on the home front. I definitely would like to not be stressing on the details of the home front. So I will take the advice of just remembering that the universe will provide no matter what, or God, or the angels, or whoever you believe in, right? For me, they all mean the same thing. For you, they may mean something else. So, and it is all okay. It's okay. Okay. So now let's talk a little bit about new moon wishes and intentions. So you will then, if you want to grab a piece of paper to like write these questions down, you could pause the video after and re-listen to them. So you would be writing down your biggest, most crazy audacious goal that you have for yourself, and you would write that down. I have not done this yet, but I will be doing this soon because it's important to do it during the new moon energy. So I will definitely be doing it later, most likely outside. It's nice to be in the new moon energy while doing this too. So after you write that big goal that seems scary and you want to relate it to the new moon's energy, if you remember, like detaching, connection, innovation, all of those things, I will put it in the comments below. I mean, in the description. You guys know what I mean. Then you would turn that into an affirmation, because as you tell your subconscious, as if it has already happened, a confirmation, you are building the pathways to attract that to yourself. Then you will write down 3 action steps that you will be doing in the next 24 hours, in the next coming week, and then in over the next month. I love this. I love this change that she did. And then you will confirm and sign that is what you will be doing. So that is the new moon's energy. It is a little detached a little bit. See the new moon in Aquarius. I feel like it's a little wacky, right, guys? I mean, it's like detach but connect, innovate, So the new moon in Aquarius is a humanitarian. They love people, but they also aren't that attached to things. They're willing to allow things to flow and change. So it's really good energy for the new year and for this month, especially if you've been feeling stuck, because we were in Gemini retrograde, and I mean, Mercury retrograde in Gemini, which is an air sign, which means we were stuck all in our heads. And then Mars was also in retrograde in Gemini. Oh, my Geminis, you probably were feeling really stuck. I'm a Gemini rising, so I know myself was feeling really stuck while Mars was in retrograde in Gemini. I really was very stuck and it didn't feel good. So, if you felt stuck over the last few months, maybe starting at the end of October, you just felt like you were stuck in repeat, not making any forward momentum in any parts of your life or especially in your career, you can kind of blame Mars, but also yourself. And I say this because during that time, when you are feeling stuck, when you should really do some self-care. Self-care can be a routine, a morning routine, an evening routine to help you gather your energies, to help ground yourself so that you aren't just kind of being tossed around in these energies that are happening to us all the time. Even if you don't believe that the moon or the sun or the stars can influence you directly, you can believe that other people's energies do affect you. So, just believing in that factor is a great reason for you to have a morning routine that grounds you, gets you ready for the day, and keeps you from just kind of floating and letting the energy bang you around. Okay, I did say I was going to share about my Manifest Your Vision workshop and my Moonology workshop the Moonology workshop that's going to happen next Saturday. I'll start with the Manifest Your Vision workshop that just happened. I will be putting a link to the replay if you want to get that for yourself. What I did, it was a 2-hour workshop to help you get clarity on what you want for 2023, and I dove in deep. And then afterwards, I personally actually did my own workshop. I pulled it up, I grabbed everything, and I followed my own steps. And I'm really excited about my vision board, which I have here. I'll insert a picture for you guys can see that. And I absolutely love it. I will probably be adding a little bit more as maybe the days go by. Maybe every new moon, I will be, well, definitely every new moon, I will be revisiting it to see if it is still working for me or if I'm still working towards everything that I see there. And then I will also be writing goals based on what I said I want to accomplish this year, based on my vision and my mission and my values. And those are all things that I help guide you through if you aren't sure about your vision or your values and how you can use that to set your goals, which is quote unquote your mission. So now the next workshop that I'm having will be next week. You don't want to miss it, especially if you're watching this video. It means you love Moonology and you want to learn more. So I will be going over the basics of Moonology. I will keep it very, very simple so that you don't feel overwhelmed with all of like, what does all of this mean? But the best part about it is that I'm going to help you create your own plan for the year. Meaning that these videos that I do, where I share about the new moon energies and then I tell you this is the energy that you're going to be feeling during this time, but you need to go look and see where it falls in yours. You already have that, and you could still watch my videos, but you already have that, and you already be able to know what is coming up for you. So, for example, if you want to lose weight or you want to change how you are feeling or appearing in your body, you really, that's like a first house kind of thing. So you want to kind of wait till the new moon is in that time because that'll be the best time when you feel most in alignment, most energetic about doing that. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, click on the link below and I will see you next Saturday. If not, no worries. Watch this video. If you have gained any benefit from this, like it, comment, share it with someone you think may need this. And of course, hit the subscribe button. I will see you guys in 2 weeks during the full moon to tell you all about that. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day.